तो जैसा कि मॉर्निंग में हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे इमर्जिंग और री इमर्जिंग डिजीजेस, थोड़ा डिटेल में देखते हैं विद एग्जांपल, एंड उसके अलावा ऑक्यूपेशनल डिजीज भी देखते हैं। तो एज वी नो इमर्जिंग मीन्स आइदर मेनली न्यूली अकरेंस, दैट इज इन कंफ्यूज नहीं करना है तब, न्यूली इमर्ज्ड, न्यूली इवॉल्व, न्यूली अकरेंस, न्यूली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड, ठीक है, और न्यूली इवॉल्व्ड। इवॉल्व्ड मतलब देयर इज सम टाइप ऑफ इवोल्यूशन और चेंज, मे बी the change in a segmented genome virus like by antigenic shift or antigenic drift, है ना? तो evolved means that are previously known, newly evolved means or that have some change, those organisms or those genetic agents that are either newly recognized or newly evolved or that has occurred previously but there is increase in incidence. Incidence means current rate of infections, है ना? न्यू डिजीज का इंक्रीज कर जाना, केसेस, देयर एक्सपेंशन इन ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया। आज इस इंडिया और कोई भी ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया में आज प्रेजेंट है, कल दूसरे में होगा, परसों तीसरे में होगा, चौथे में होगा, लाइक वाइज वो एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है। उसका एक्सपेंशन इन होस्ट रेंज, पहले एनिमल को अफेक्ट कर रहा है, एक स्पेसी डॉग को कर रहा है, कैट को कर रहा है, अभी बोवाइन को भी करने लगा, फेलाइन को भी करने लगा, और मतलब ह्यूमन को भी करने लगा। ह्यूमन को तो करेगा ही। सो लाइक वाइज इंक्रीज इन वेक्टर रेंज, पहले एडिस मॉस्किटोज को ट्रांसमिट कर रहा था, पुलेक्स भी करने लगा, मैंसोनिया भी करने लगा, लाइक वाइज। दीज आर कॉल्ड एज इमर्जिंग डिजीजेस, इमर्जिंग जेनेटिक डिजीजेस, ठीक है। री इमर्जिंग आज दो जेनेटिक डिजीजेस दैट आर नोन प्रीवियसली और ऑलरेडी नोन बट देयर इज शिफ्ट इन देयर ज्योग्राफिकल सेटिंग। इंडिया पाकिस्तान में था, उधर मलेशिया में था, बांग्लादेश आया, बांग्लादेश से इंडिया आ गया, जस्ट लाइक निपा वायरस, ठीक है। एक्सपेंशन इन होस्ट रेंज, जैसा कि बताए पहले बैट और मान लीजिए निपा वायरस बैट और पिग तक ही सीमित था, नाउअडेज में भी ह्यूमंस और सम अदर स्पीशीज को भी करने लगा, बीच में इन्वॉल्व होने लगा। अभी जैसे कि कोविड-19 में आ रहा है, कहीं कहीं से न्यूज की कोविड-19 टाइगर में भी मिल रहा है। पहले था, स्टार्टिंग जब हुआ था कि ये वाइल्ड एनिमल्स का जो मार्केट था वहां से इमर्ज हुआ। So likewise, significantly increase in prevalence. Prevalence means old and new disease without distinction between old and new cases. Amount of disease without distinction between old and new cases. Incidence means
new cases.
Cases.
New cases.
Incidence means new cases. Or prevalence means old plus new cases.
Old plus new cases.
Between old and new cases. तो यहाँ emerging में उसकी prevalence, मतलब prevalence always considered as a long term study, ठीक है। तो there are certain points or categories you have to consider to classify a disease as a emerging disease or re-emerging disease. A known agent appearing in a geographical area. This is the most important point. If a disease is known, the etiology of disease is known, then it must affect some new geographical area or must spread to a new geographical area. If a known agent appearing in unsusceptible species, मान लीजिए कि कौन सा डिजीज लेंगे, अभी कोविड-19 ह्यूमन बीइंग को अफेक्ट कर रहा है, डे बाय डे दूसरे अनससेप्टेबल स्पीशीज जो है वो अफेक्ट होने लगे, then we can say this disease is either emerging or re-emerging. A previously unknown agent detected for the first time. पहला बार कोई भी डिजीज डिटेक्ट हो रहा है। इसके टर्मिनोलॉजी में जस्ट बेसिक आप माइंड में कभी नोट कर लीजिए कि देयर आर सर्टेन डिजीज। आज मान लीजिए कि इफ यू आर डिटेक्टिंग और डायग्नोजिंग और कंफर्मिंग a disease case today, maybe this disease or infectious agents presents from a long time back, but we are not able to, you can say, diagnose or confirm or identify the infectious agents due to the lack of maybe diagnostic tools or like that. This type of disease called a masked disease और मास्क जेनेटिक डिजीज। अगर जेनोसिस की बात करते हैं तो मास्क मतलब मास्क लगा चढ़ा हुआ है हमारे पास। वी हैव नॉट such type of facility. The disease or infectious organisms are prevalent, but we are lacking in diagnostic facility to diagnose the agents. That type of agents or diseases are called as masked diseases. One thing more, if we are discussing here the geographical area, so if you are selecting the two geographical area for occurrence of a disease or for you can say outbreak of disease, one is मान लीजिए सूरत है, एक गुजरात का एरिया है, एक अपना एरिया बिहार का एरिया है. So if in the same time a disease occurs in Gujarat or Bihar, but without any link, you can say any linkage, you can say same disease occurs in two different geographical areas without any correlation or linkage. This type of infections or diseases called Saltam infection. पर Saltam infection तो different geographical area में कोई भी डिजीज सेम टाइम में अकर हो रहा है बिना कोई कोरिलेशन के और एपिडेमियोलॉजिकल लिंक के. ठीक है, ऐसे तो कोविड-19 में हिस्ट्री है ना कि ये यहाँ गया होगा, ये यहाँ चाइना से हिस्ट्री है, विजिट का इंग्लैंड से हिस्ट्री है, अमेरिका से हिस्ट्री है. लाइकवाइज कहीं ना कहीं मूवमेंट है, ये वहां से विजिट करके आया, इससे कांटेक्ट से है तो स्प्रेड हो रहा है. लेकिन अगर सेम टाइम में चाइना में भी होता, अमेरिका में भी होता और इंडिया में भी होता, कोई ऐसा मूवमेंट का हिस्ट्री नहीं होता, then this type of disease classified as Parsaltam infection. ठीक है, this is global examples of emerging and re-emerging diseases, just like we can say antimicrobial resistance, MRSA, Clostridium difficile, Nosoria gonorrhea, H3N2 influenza, lot of disease given here, anthrax, adeno, chikungunya, hanta, dengue, Zika, yellow, Marburg, Ebola, cholera, सब कुछ lot of diseases that are you can say comes under the emerging diseases or re-emerging disease. Based on the definitions of these emerging and re-emerging, you may classify a disease in these two categories. So these are certain viral diseases examples that are considered as emerging or re-emerging diseases, that is COVID-19, Ebola virus, Nipah, avian influenza, BSE, bovine smallpox, encephalitis, Rift Valley fever, SARS, monkeypox, Mixopox, herpes virus, bacterial non-typhoidal strains of the Salmonella. As we know, कौन-कौन? Typhoidal में कौन-कौन? Salmonella, typhi, paratyphi, paratyphi are typhoidal group of the Salmonella, and बाकी all others are you can say non-typhoidal groups or mostly. So mostly Salmonella typhimodium, enteritis, Workington, infantis, और भी बहुत सारा. Borrelia burgdorferi, that is responsible for Lyme disease or Lyme borreliasis, Ehrlichia, Anaplasma, Mycobacterium paratuberculosis, that is John's disease or sometimes it's called Crohn's disease, Francisella tularensis, that is responsible for tularemia, Bartonella, Henseleit, that is Bartonellosis, E. coli, enterohemorrhagic E. coli, that is O157H7, major serotypes, Campylobacter, like parasitic diseases, alveolar echinococcus, that is Cryptococcosis. ठीक है, नाम रटने की जरूरत है, नाम रटने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट एक आइडिया लगा लेना है. ठीक है, so emergence and re-emergence of a disease or zoonotic disease mainly based on the several factors, and one of the major factors is you can say the global change. Global change may be leads to the industrialization, population growth. There is rapid population growth. The decadal, you may know, the decadal population growth of India is about 25%. Can assume means 1/4 population जो इंडिया का आज का population है, वो 1/4 population, और खासकर इंडिया का तो नहीं बता सकते, बट बिहार का 25 पॉइंट समथिंग है population growth, human population growth, decadal human population growth, जो political patterns, migratory movement, mainly migration. One of the best examples of migratory movement, the malaria, the disease malaria considered as more virulent or more pathogenic or more severe in occurrence, and it have capability, the most capability to affect the most of the population or in a minimum time, because the flying zone of this mosquito, which mosquito transmit malaria?
malaria, female anopheles.
Anopheles.
Yes.
Anopheles. Hey.
Yes.
Anopheles,
Yes.
na?
Yes.
Yes.
So flying zone of Anopheles about 100 meter or likewise. But dengue, that are considered as less severe. But nowadays the outbreak cases or number of cases occurs, dengue is more and more higher than the malaria.
Malaria. Yes.
The dengue transmitted by Aedes aegypti, and its flying zone is very limited, about 10 meter or likewise. It has not capability to fly from the ground floor to top floor of the apartment, even apartment. But the cases of dengue emerge more rapidly and more in number than the malaria due to the movements of the people, maybe via train, maybe via ship, maybe via aeroplanes, just like COVID outbreak. So dengue mosquito have not such much flying capacity, but the cases of dengue occurs more rapidly. Bike से भी बैठ के चला गया, कार से बैठ के चला गया, plane से चला गया. So that is due to the movement के कारण. Migration, हमारा migratory pattern वो भी साथ साथ चलता है. ठीक है, global trade, again biodiversity regions. Definitely you can, if you have a tracking history of Nipah virus outbreaks. In 1998 it affects Malaysia, and in 2001 it reaches to India or Bangladesh border, but 2000 in Bangladesh or 2001 India Siliguri. So this is the migratory track of the bat due to the 50% loss of the biodiversity, mainly the habitat of the bat. Some other factors, maybe you can say associated with the agent, associated likewise genetic modifications. I told already, genetic modifications of avian influenza virus, antigenic shift or antigenic shift that may be responsible for antigenic shift, always responsible for the pandemic outbreaks of avian influenza, while antigenic drift, that is the point mutation. No? Antigenic drift is the point mutation, shift is the identity shortcut. So drift mutation leads to the epidemic occurrence of the avian influenza. Genetic modifications of these segmented genome viruses, drug resistance by the you can say microorganisms, mainly MDR TB. इसको बोलते हैं MDR tuberculosis. इस ट्यूबरकुलोटिक एजेंट्स को हम लोग बोलते हैं कि मल्टी ड्रग रेसिस्टेंस ट्यूबरकुलोसिस एजेंट है. Those mycobacterium tuberculosis that are resistant from isoniazid and rifampicin. Isoniazid and rifampicin are considered as MDR tuberculosis. ये दोनों ड्रग उस पे काम नहीं करेगा, वो बैक्टीरिया ये दोनों से आइसोनियाजाइड से और रिफाम्पिसिन से रेसिस्टेंस हो जाता है. So that are again responsible for re-emergence or emergence. MDR TB definitely a example of emergence, and tuberculosis example of re-emergence of disease. So certain animal related factors, that is intensive farming for food productions, that again responsible for the occurrence of bovine spongy for encephalopathy, and also responsible for the transmission of zoonotic diseases in humans. Some vectors related factors, that is the proliferation of the vectors or increasing the number of vectors due to the suitable habitat, and vector resistance due to the nowadays fogging. Fogging is going on, but most of our mosquito, my house have at least lot of mosquito population. So due to the resistance of the vector to the normal you can say disinfectant तो नहीं कर सकते, but जो भी यूज होता है like DDT और BSC या जो भी यूज होता है, ठीक है. Some environmental factors like climate change, pollution, exploitations of the natural resources. These are some environmental factors that are again responsible for emergence or re-emergence of diseases. Now the other third part of the disease, occupational zoonotic diseases. So occupational disease, zoonotic zoonosis means naturally transmitted between man to animals. So those zoonotic diseases that are naturally transmitted between, or those diseases and infections that are naturally transmitted between man and animals at their workplace or related with their work or occupation, that are classified as occupational zoonotic diseases. Likewise, anthrax. This is most commonly occurs in the persons involved in slaughterhouse, that mainly cutaneous anthrax, person involved in wool sorting industries, pulmonary anthrax, that is also known as wool sorters disease, brucellosis, mainly persons, mainly veterinarians are the most on risk group, the most susceptible risk group, veterinarian, due to the handling of dystocia, we can say dystocia cases or abortion cases, not dystocia, abortion in last trimester cases, placenta, during detention of placenta or removal of retention of placenta or disposal of these aborted fetus or likewise. So leptospirosis, again, like the persons who are involved in rice cultivation, sugarcane, that those persons are mainly responsible for the, you can say, leptospirosis. Dew fever, again, industries group, sheep industry से और जो भी जुड़े हुए cattle industry से वो लोग dew fever से susceptible हो सकते हैं. So based on this, WHO expert committee on bacterial and viral zoonosis categorized occupational disease in 7 categories, depending upon the nature of or type of exposure. First is maybe agricultural, that is mainly persons involved, give the examples of anthrax or brucellosis, mainly dairy industries or animal rearing, animal husbandry practices से जो लोग जुड़े होते हैं. Animal product manufacturer, maybe tularemia or other things, we can say wool sorting से भी हो गया, that is also a product. Meat product से, that is anthrax, brucellosis, tularemia, these are certain examples of like. Salviatic and campestral. Campestral, that is salviatic means jungle, campestral means आप say rural population, mainly campestral word used for rural population. So rabies, mainly jungle में rabies के लिए fox, KFD again jungle, monkey से लेके tick bite तक जब हम जंगल में enter करते हैं, और likewise fashion और forest disease occurrence होता है. Rabies may be urban में also और rural में also due to the dog bites or likewise. Recreational purpose में सिटाकोसिस, जो भी आप कैसे, जैसे कि आप बर्ड को रखे हुए हैं, सो लाइकवाइज उसमें सिटाकोसिस की संभावना, कंपाइलोबैक्टीरियोसिस की संभावना अपने मनोरंजन के लिए रखे हो तो ज्यादा होती है. आप उस इंडस्ट्री से अगर जुड़े हुए हैं तो ज्यादा होती है, सिंपल वे में. यहाँ क्लिनिकल एंड लेबोरेटरी जो केसेस में डायग्नोस्टिक और ट्रीटमेंट और डॉक्टर्स होते हैं, उसमें ब्रूसेलोसिस का केसेस में भी ज्यादा हो सकता है, ट्यूबरकुलोसिस का ज्यादा हो सकता है. जो लोग एपिडेमियोलॉजिकल स्टडी से जुड़े होते हैं उसमें प्लेग की कोशिश में भी ज्यादा हो सकता है, जापानी इंसेफेलाइटिस का ज्यादा हो सकता है, येलो फीवर का ज्यादा हो सकता है, because they are getting exposed during their occupations. Emergency conditions में maybe leptospirosis का केस ज्यादा हो सकता है. Now we discuss the role of various animals in transmission of zoonotic diseases. So there are various types of the animals. The first group of the animal may be considered as domestic animals. That is mainly pet animals or pet or domestic animals we can say, जो हमारे पास अपने घर में हमारे फैमिली मेंबर की तरह रहते हैं. Mainly dogs है, cats है, some birds है, ornamental fishes को भी रखते हैं हम लोग. Equines है, cattle है, sheep है, goat है, pig है, poultry है. So these are certain group of the either domestic animals or companion animals or pet animals we can say. So these animals may be responsible for a spread of certain type of the zoonotic disease, just like dog may leads or responsible for the spread of hydatidosis disease, visceral larva migrans, cutaneous larva migrans, rabies, leptospirosis. Cat again, rabies, toxoplasmosis, cat scratch disease, and others also. Birds, psittacosis, ornithosis, ornamental fishes, erysipelas, that is a pork finger or likewise जिसे बोलते हैं. Equine infectious eastern equine encephalitis, western equine encephalitis, Venezuelan equine encephalitis, glanders, Hendra का केसेस पता है आपको? This is known for you,
नहीं
new for you. नीपा और हेंड्रा दो भाई थे, ठीक है। एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया तक लिमिट रहा, एक मलेशिया से होते हुए, बांग्लादेश से होते हुए सिलीगुड़ी में आया। सिलीगुड़ी से अभी पिछले साल 2 केसेस केरला और कहाँ साउथ में आकर हुए। तो ये दोनों नीपा वायरस का पैरामिक्सोवायरस ग्रुप का है, एंड देयर आर सम प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ दीस टू वायरस। एक्चुअली नीपा वायरस एंड हेंड्रा वायरस differs or some indigenic property differ from the other member of the paramyxovirus. So these two viruses are grouped as or subgroup as Henipa. He stands for Hendra and Nipah stands for Nipah virus. So Henipa only the cases of Hendra virus occurs in equine population, in mainly limited to the Australia, and some equines may transmit it to human beings. But Nipah, that is nearest group का जो wet है, fruit bats है, fructivorous जो bats हैं, उनसे maybe pig में और maybe directly to human beings. So cycle pig, bat, pig, human और pig से directly human being में जैसे भी आए, via food आए, via excretion and secretions of swine आए, equine आए, जैसे भी आए, ठीक है। तो ये नीपा और हेंड्रा का कहानी था। And cattle, FMD, that's little consider of zoonotic diseases. Rabies के लिए भी हो सकते हैं, cowpox में BSE, that is more important, brucellosis, leptospirosis, campylobacter, lot of diseases, anthrax or likewise. So cattle, sheep में Q fever, leptospirosis, listeriosis, brucellosis, anthrax, goats likewise same. Pig में again cysticercosis, जैसा कि मॉर्निंग में हम लोग डिस्कस किए। जापानी encephalitis के लिए swine influenza, anthrax, salmonella, erysipelas, trichinosis, poultry, avian influenza, Newcastle disease. Newcastle disease considered as a zoonotic disease. Conjunctivitis. Conjunctivitis in human being caused by the Newcastle disease virus is considered as zoonotic disease. Only and only symptoms in human being occur as conjunctivitis. Listeriosis, Mycobacterium avium, and lot of. Second group of the animals is called as domiciliated animals. Those animals which resides around the human dwellings and depends on the human residual foods for their feeding. So they require our feeding based materials for their feeding. So these animals have dependency on human residual waste. ठीक है? So these animals may be maintained at high levels, or their population may be increased, depends upon the increasing number of human population. As the human population increases, the waste, definitely the amount of waste generation increases, and if the amount of waste, human food residual waste are increases, that acts as a more nutritional source for, you can say, upper domiciliated animals, and their populations may get increases. Inadequate sanitary measures, easy access to garbage dump, mainly rat populations may increase, or food materials. So certain animals like rat, mice, bandicoots, bangers, these are responsible for, we could say, occurrence of tuberculosis, leptospirosis, rat white fever, Hunter fever, plague. अभी चला था ना हंटा का?
Yes sir.
Plague, Flaramia, and murine typhus. जो third group है, that is the wild animals. Wild animals are mainly may harbors the responsible for the, you can say, occurrence of most of the diseases. Lot of diseases like monkey, KFD, yellow fever, tick typhus, primary Congo hemorrhagic fever, Q fever, tularemia. Monkey migratory birds, that is avian influenza, West Nile fever, eastern equine encephalitis, western equine encephalitis. Skunks, ferrets, bats, fox, wild dogs and cats. Rabies के लिए भी हो सकता है. Hair brucellosis, yersiniosis, tularemia, listeriosis. There are a lot of disease mentioned here. You have to go through these. इसके अलावा cold-blooded animals. So cold-blooded animals mainly are poikiliothermic animals. These animals may be, you can say, fishes, lizards, snakes, toads, turtles, frogs. So these animals change their body temperatures according to the environmental conditions or environmental temperatures, and they are responsible for the Various diseases like marine fishes or fishes, Erysipelotrix, infections, Clostridium botulinum type, Clostridium septicum, Clostridium aspergens, Clostridium perfringens infections, Listeria monocytogenes, Vibrio parahemolyticus, mainly fish are responsible. Salmonella, different animals may act as a source for Salmonella infections, fishes, snakes, tortoise, tularemia, brucella, and leishmaniasis, maybe due to the lizard, and aeromonas in fishes, and leptospirosis maybe from snakes. So besides these, also there are one terminology used regarding the animals, that is the sentinel animals. क्या होता है sentinel animals?
Sentinel animals मतलब नहीं पता.
Again, those animals which resides around the human dwelling. Those animals which resides around the human dwellings and depends on human residual foods for their feeding and are used for pre-warning. Or outbreak of diseases by regular seromonitoring. So simple example you can understand. For plague, as in the morning we discussed, plague, rat acts as a reservoir host. Rat flea, that is Genopsilla giopis, STI and Braziliensis, considered as vector, biological vector. So definitely, dogs and cats have more association with the rat than the human being. Okay or not?
Yes.
Dogs and cats have more association with the rats in compared to human being, because prey and predator का role है, दोनों के बीच में relation है. So before exposure to human being from the rat flea, plague always spread through the bite of rat flea. In human being also, at least bubonic plague from human to human, but bubonic plague by the bite of rat flea Genopsilla giopis. So before exposure to human beings, these dogs and cats gets exposed to the rat flea or gets exposed to the bite from rat flea. So definitely the antibody titer against Yersinia pestis increases in the dog and cat before dog population, or outcomes of disease in human population before human population. So by the seromonitoring of dog and cat against the level of antibody titer, we can use these animals, dogs and cat, as sentinel animals. Dog and cat में antibody titer बढ़ रहा है plague के against. It means we can learn that now the time of outbreak of diseases among the human populations. ठीक है कि नहीं? हैं?
Yes.
चलो, कोई क्वेश्चन?
नहीं सर.
मॉर्निंग में भी क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछने का मौका मिला था. कुछ भी दिक्कत है, क्लासिफिकेशन बहुत अच्छा से पढ़ के आना है, पढ़ना भी है, 2-4 बार पढ़िएगा तो बैठ जाएगा. कुछ ठीक से पढ़िए, साइक्लोजेनोसिस, मेटाजेनोसिस, एम्फीजेनोसिस, है ना, एंथ्रेपोजेनोसिस सबको. चलो मिले फिर अगला नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में.
ठीक है
थैंक यू सर.
ओके.